Now, today we're looking at a range of websites, including one that caters for food connoisseurs and another that helps anybody who's a victim of the recession. Joining me now is our internet expert, Maeve Nisi, to tell us all the top websites this week. Good morning to you, Maeve. Let's quickly get through them, and some really good ones this week, we have to say. Grow Your Own Food is the first one, and it's basically a blog set up by someone who lost their job.
Well, actually, she started the blog before she lost her job. It's a lady called Anna B. She lives in Mullingar, and she used to work in IT. And she started the blog just all about, growing your own veg. She's got a tiny plot, well, she says it's tiny, but I don't know how small, behind her house, and she just grows her own fruit and vegetables. So she started sharing all her knowledge, and then she was even prompted by other people giving her feedback to set up courses. And of course, when she lost her job, she dedicated far more time to it. So there's always benefits somewhere along the line to all of us, I suppose, when bad things happen. And this is one of them. So it's really well worth it. And if you're interested at all, it's very straightforward.
In growing your own food, and if you're a little allotment or anything like that.
Yeah.
And she talks about things like, which I love about, like swapping stuff. Like if you grow stuff and you know somebody else is doing this, barter off and do things like that. And it's really a nice way of doing stuff.
And that kind of is coming up as a theme. A lot of the websites that are focused on people who are, out of work or whatever, is to swap things. And the Italians are brilliant at it. So we should start doing it again.
Start doing that.
Yeah.
The next one is, I love the title of this, halfaloaf.ie.
Yeah, halfaloaf.ie.
It's brilliant.
And again,
but it's a great website and very good, and it sort of specialises in people who have been unemployed, but people who might feel isolated as part of unemployment.
Exactly, and I suppose an awful lot of people have not been unemployed before, and they're out there and they're quite isolated in terms of knowing how to fill their time or just how to motivate themselves to keep on going. And the idea here is that you're talking to people in the same situation as you who've gone through it and maybe come up with ideas to help you feel less isolated. So whether it means going out and be volunteering to get involved in something, whether it's walking your pet. There's lots of tips for getting you out of the house, as well as ideas for how to keep going and get a job.
It's a brilliant website for that, because just for other people to hear their experiences and what they're doing, and as they say, to get you out of those black days.
Exactly, and I mean even things like going for the dough for people who've never done it before. Go in there, see what other people have experienced, and some tips that they give you. And of course, the more people who participate in this site, the more value it'll have, because you're all sharing your own experiences. And the worst thing is to cut yourself off.
Exactly. Okay, the next one is kidstime.ie. Oh no, sorry, Chowhound is the next one, chowhound.com.
Okay, anybody who's a foodie, Chowhound is an American website, but it is absolutely huge because it's got full of recipes, tips. There's such a variety of food in America, and this is really reflected in the recipes. It's not very, it's not kind of narrow like we tend to be about certain dishes that we keep repeating and repeating. There's lots of Asian influences, there's lots of Mexican influences, and the food and the recipes are very straightforward, really easy to follow. Loads of video content, which I think is really good as well. And then bizarre things like advice about how to set up your Oscars party, And I thought that sounds very interesting, but all it is really is telling you how to arrange the furniture in a way that it's obvious about how to arrange the furniture, and then how to make cheese puffs, all that kind of thing that the Americans are brilliant at.
Solely based in America, or do they have any things in Ireland or the UK?
They do. They have you can localise it, but they tend to lump us together with the UK. So, which is fine, but it means that if you're looking for restaurants recommendations,
that's what it does. It gives restaurants recommendations, food stores where you can get certain foods and things.
Exactly. So if you just enjoy food, recipes, and just looking at food and how it's prepared, because there's an awful lot of video content, it's huge value. If you're looking for very localised information, not so good.
Okay, kidstime.ie.
Yeah, kidstime.ie. This, like all mothers coming with the rain and what you're going to do with your kids and what's on and what's involved. And camps are everywhere. So this is a place not just during summer, but any time to find out what kind of activities you can do with your kids. And of course, there's ones that are free. It doesn't mean that everything that's there is going to cost.
Clubs, classes, everything.
Exactly. And then the competitions, the people who are involved in the website will give special offers, and you have to sign up and subscribe in order to get the special offers, but it's well worth it, and it's very, very easy to do. But everything in your local area that's available to you to do with your kids.
It'll be listed.
It's going to be listed there.
That's a brilliant idea. Starting a business in Ireland.com.
I couldn't believe the site when I came across it, because having started my own business and all the things you're trying to learn as you go along, this website literally takes you right through from beginning to end. I mean, from the thinking about your idea, how feasible is it, are you suited to be an entrepreneur, how to raise finance, is there feasibility studies around so you get funding to help you investigate something before you start it, marketing, managing people. It is huge. I couldn't believe it was actually free, this website, because it's such good information. And it's published by a company called Oak Tree Press, who specialise in this area in terms of providing books anyway. But the depth and the quality of the content here is superb. So anybody starting their business, I mean, this is a service I can't believe is free. So I would go in and take your time and work your way through the site.
Starting a business in Ireland.com is essential if you're looking for that.
Absolutely.
Brilliant stuff. Maeve, thank you very much for that.